paper crafters, this is Colette. I'm sure you're all aware of the beautiful range of templates that Kaisercraft produce, and I particularly love the Christmas ones with Christmas time nearly upon us. They come in 12 by 12 designs, strip designs or quarter designs. You can cut these apart and use them individually, and with the bigger designs you can use them in whole or in part. You can actually stamp with them, you can add texture paste to them, you can spritz with them with a gorgeous Kaiser mist. In fact, there's a whole range of things that you can do with these templates to add a lot of, I guess, sophistication to your paper crafting projects. But did you know you can very successfully emboss with these with your die cutting machine? That's what I want to talk to you about today and what I want to show you how to do. Now I've actually gone ahead and I've taken this beautiful swirly template from the Festive Quarter collection and I have actually embossed it. So can you see how pretty that design looks? Just to show you how beautifully pronounced that is, I'm just going to take this a little step further for you. So what I've got here is I have the Petal Pink ink pad from Kaisercraft, and I'm just going to very gently run this across the design just to pick up some of that embossing so that you can actually see it a little bit more clearly. It's a lovely little technique, this. So I'm just doing it quite gently. Okay. So looking now, you can see how beautifully pronounced that design is. And just taking this one step further, I guess because I can, changing this into a card, what we might do is taking some of the beautiful elements from the Silver Bells collection. This is their paper pad. Absolutely yummy, yummy, yummy. So many great things in here. Foil papers, and I do particularly love being a card maker. At the very back they've got all these little tiny sentiment strips for Merry Christmas, Season's Greetings, Happy Holidays, etc. that you can put on your cards. But what I want to use to make this little one I've just done into a card is some of their beautiful collectibles, which are just gorgeous. So taking my little base here, what I'm going to do is from the collectibles, so let me think, what can I use? Yeah, look, I'm going to just pull up a couple here. I've got this beautiful border strip. You might just pop that along the bottom. Doilies are always beautiful on cards, and they just add a little bit of an element there. Being Christmas, let's put that beautiful word Christmas down. And you know, it's nice to go off the page, you know, get outside of the box, do something a bit different. Season's Greetings, it complements that petal pink beautifully up there. And a little bit dimensional elements, I might just add, look, a couple of little flowers down here. You can never have two, always got to work with odd numbers, so I'm going to poke a little rose down there. That will then just be simply popped up onto one of the Kaisercraft square cards, and really, matter of minutes, very pretty looking card. I might just do one more thing with this, which reflects this embossing that we've done. I'm going to put a little bit of Kinderglitz. I won't do all the card, but it'll give you the idea. A little bit of Kinderglitz on my finger, and I'm just going to very gently swipe that across, and it will just start to pick up some of those highlighted bits, apart from giving you kind of a messy finger. But it is a nice little technique to use. I'm not sure if you can see that clearly, but you can start to add that little bit of glitter and shine to the project. So that's how easy it would be to make a card. But I've gone off the subject a little bit there, but I'm sure you really don't mind having a look at how you can do another card. So that was using the Festive Quarter templates, that lovely swirly kind of design there. What I wanted to show you today was how I've actually done this card here. I hope you can pick up the beautiful detail, and it's using one of the templates from the Christmas Quarter collection. So let me show you how I've embossed this Christmas tree and how I then went ahead and finished this card off. So I'm going to be using the Big Shot machine to do this embossing, and you can actually use any of the die cutting machines, your Spellbinders, your Cuttlebugs, they all work with this technique. So for the Big Shot, what I need to do is to have my base plate at tab number 1 showing. So tab number 1 is up. I then need to put down a clean, unmarked acrylic plate. If it's marked, it's likely that those marks will come through on your embossed design. So keep a nice clean plate for your embossing. So a clean acrylic plate. I am then going to get my beautiful tree template that I've cut out from the Christmas quarter templates, and I'm going to pop that down. I've then got a piece of cardstock that I have cut to 4 inches by 5 3/4 inches. This is a nice kind of matte size that sits on top of a C6 card. So I've cut that to size, and I'm going to pop that down on top of the plastic template. I then have my rubber mat that's going to go down next. And then finally I have my texture plate. Now if you don't have a texture plate, you could use another acrylic mat, but I do find even though they look the same width, this one just glides through so much more easily and gives me a really good result. So I much prefer to use this. So that goes on top, and then we'll go ahead and whiz this through. This Big Shot out of the way, and we can see that I have now got a beautiful Christmas tree embossed, beautifully raised, just as good as any of the embossing folders. So next thing I need to do is I need to either use that like that, I can ink it like I've done before, but on this card that I did here, I did take that one step further because it's been glittered and it just looks so pretty. So let me show you how I've done that. I've got an old pizza box here. This is one of my messy boxes, and what I did is I took my embossed design. I'm going to just zoom this in a little bit so you can see this a little bit better. Took my embossed design and I took my template and I stuck that back on top of the actual embossed area, so it's now sitting exactly where it was before. What I then did is I took some spray adhesive and I sprayed that over my design. I then took some extra fine glitter and I glittered that all on top, and then I just took that carefully and then just shook off any excess glitter, or you could actually leave it all on in there in place and it would become a little bit thicker. Once that was done, I took some fixative spray, and this fixes things in place and is great with the glitter because it means that when you give the card, the person receiving it doesn't become all glittery. So just spraying the fixative all over that design, and then when I lifted that off, I ended up with this beautiful Christmas tree, which I think you can see nicely there. So one of the things that you will notice is that I do have a little bit of build-up of glitter and glue. It's not sticky at all. This doesn't worry me. I've used this about 8 times now like this. You can clean this up if you want to with like a mineral terps or something along those lines. But really, you know, if you don't mind working with a little bit of mess, it's not going to be a problem. So you're not going to ruin your templates. Finishing off this lovely card here, what I did then was to just edge my card. Now if you can look, there's a very fine edge going around. Even on my little collectibles here, there's a fine edge. So let me just talk to you about edging. There's a few ways of doing it. If you're looking for a soft kind of uneven look. Ink pads are great for doing this, and you can just basically ink those edges up, getting into the corners. And can you see there just how soft and pretty that looks? This is with that petal pink, so it's a very soft colour. But one of the things that I really do like to do with my card making is to give them a more finer and straighter and neater edge. It's almost like a really fine mat on your card. And I'm just using one of the Kaisercraft black fusion pens here, but you could use any calligraphy edge or chisel edge pen like this. All you do is you pop your pen on the edge and then you just run that along. And you can see that I've got this really, really fine, neat, tidy black line on here rather than the more uneven line on top. So both of these are beautiful. It's just sometimes you want one, sometimes you'll want the other. On this card here, I did that, but I use the silver calligraphy pens. And I always go for the chunkier edge. So again, just whizzing this down, and you can go fairly fast, and you find that it gives you just that. You see the little silver line? That's the black, and that's the pink there. So you've got a number of options there for edging. I tend to edge either in black, silver or gold. So I have those 3 pens that I use for edging all the time. Other things that I've done on this card here, I've basically put this onto some of the beautiful paper from the paper pad. Use some of the lovely collectibles, a little satin bow up there, some tiny little Diamantes from the rhinestones, and again the collectibles. Once I finished my card front, I did pop that up with foam dots to give it a little bit of dimension. So that's a little bit about edging and a little bit about using your plastic templates on your embossing machines or on your die cutting machines, and I hope you like this little Christmas tree and give it a go. My name's Colette. Until next time, thank you for popping in today.